Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I'm going to be honest, this episode, it's so mind-boggling on how this show managed to stay on the air as long as it did. I'm I'm in awe of this show, and not exactly in a good way. But going into this episode, hmm, some of the fundamentals I've noticed about Ridge is that he can't be bothered to answer a simple question. Now, granted, most of his anger was directly towards Thomas, even saying so far as into we're gonna reevaluate your role in the company. We're gonna reevaluate your role. You, it's like, what you getting a pink slip? Like, what are you doing? I find it a little kind of hard to believe that he would even do that, seeing how he came off of such a successful high with Hope as far as their whole fashion line and everything. But he's pissed, and he called him delusional and everything. Like, he went off on him. It was hilarious. I will sit there and say that. But Taylor was like, "Yo, granted, Taylor was like, well, that's the reason why I didn't want to tell you, because I didn't want to, I didn't want that to happen, and also I was scared. I mean, she was just confused all around. Just say you were confused, okay? Don't just sit there and say, well, I was doing it to protect Thomas. Like, no, you were doing it to protect yourself as well. That was the majority of the reason why you were doing it. You may want to sit there and try to claim you were doing it for Thomas. We all know the truth, bro. But with that being said, she asked a basic question. Are you going to hold up your promises that you made in Aspen? Given everything aside. Are you only with me because of the CPS call from Brooke? No answer. Just no answer whatsoever. I'm like, bro, really? So you're just not gonna. It was amazing. I mean, he literally sat there for a good 8 minutes and couldn't be bothered to answer a simple question. And the only thing that he said to her after a while, I gotta go make this right. What? Bro, she's still in her wedding. Like, are you come back here to finish the ceremony? What are we doing? Nothing? You just gonna close the door? Okay, cool. And of course, Thomas, being the delusional man that he is, I did this for you too. That's what he kept saying the whole time. Steffi, if you didn't sit there and say anything, they would be married. Just like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. In this weird delusional way, I understand what Thomas was doing. And I guess some people could sit there and say, well, his heart was in the right place. But does it really matter at this point? I just want to make sure that everything was set up audio wise, because like if I get done with this video and it did not go through, I was going to be really, really pissed. Now, Deacon and Sheila, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of gonna call her Hot Sheila for right now. Besides her looking kind of hot, they didn't really do too much of anything. It's pretty much the same merry-go-round. Oh, Sheila's being delusional. You shouldn't be slipping out. You're gonna get us both caught. And of course, Sheila's like, oh, I'm so laughing and I'm so happy that Brooke is miserable after the years that she treated me. Ha 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 ha. Or however she was there trying to make it come across as. She didn't say that, but she practically might as well have just done that. That's just literally the same thing. They talk about that. She does her little sort of flirty thing with Deacon, and oh, we're gonna use handcuffs since you're gonna be the warden, and sitting on his lap, and he's allowing it. And of course, she's still with her delusional stuff of, well, maybe Finn can forgive me and convince the Forresters to do the same thing. Now, at this point, I'm doing that, but then when the episode's over, it's like, yeah, that's pretty much what she's been doing for the past 3 months now. Just hiding out in Deacon's new place, which, by the way, is definitely an upgrade. I mean, the last time I checked, he was in a broom closet, so stepping up. Now, that's pretty much all they did. Brooke, Pathetic Brooke. I'm gonna start nicknaming her Pathetic Brooke. I got a name for Sasha on GH. Her name is Sad Sasha. I used to call on days. I used to call her Hot Sarah. Then she just became a nag, so there's that. Yeah, Pathetic Brooke. So Pathetic Brooke is doing what she usually does. Sad, and I don't know what happened. Oh, and Hope comes back to support Brooke. I cut my trip early to come back for you. But you got business to handle. She's gonna be okay. You know what? She's gonna be crying the next day too. So you really didn't need to skip out on your meeting or whatever the hell is what you're doing. So that happens. She comes back. She's like, "How you doing?" The usual yada yada yada. They go through the usual yada 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 stuff. I mean, I feel like this is just the same crap over and over again. Of, oh, it's his wedding day, and I'm hurt, and I'm sad, and I don't know what happened. Blah 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 blah. It's like if I can find a violin, I would sit there and play it at this point. And of course, I think that Hope leaves to go be with Beth and her kids or something like that, or her child, or some crap. And of course, we got to sit there and get Memory Lane. Memory Lane of when I first watched it like a year ago. No, about 2.5 years ago. And granted, even then, this was during the pandemic, and they were playing replays, like old episodes. And of course, we see the scene of her in the red dress, I think, in the waterfall, and his tulips or whatever, he floated down that river or whatever. Just flashbacks and stupid songs, and I'm just like, oh my god, seriously? And that's what I'm just like, it's amazing the show has been on as long as it has. I give y'all props because I don't know how y'all doing it. I mean, I know at this point most people are still watching it out of habit, but um, Ridge comes by and Ridge explains everything. Hey, it wasn't you, it was Thomas. I should have believed you. I should have trusted you. When he comes in there, she's like, "What are you doing here? This is your wedding day." Yeah, Brooke, I'm pretty sure he knows that. I'm 100% sure by his attire that he knows that. Why did you need to say that for? Um, but she's like, he's all like, "I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. I should have believed you." And I'm like, Brooke, could you just stop the pathetic crying and everything like that for 5 seconds and I don't know, get back some of your pride, make him beg a little bit, really go at him, really get angry, give it to him. As far as yelling and stuff like that, really set him straight. Don't just go crawling back to him. Ugh, don't do that. Please don't do that. That's the only thing that I'm hoping for tomorrow. I was like, if you could do one thing and not just be this pathetic crawling back to him, I would appreciate that very much. What do you say? Can you make that happen? They're not gonna make that happen. I hope they're gonna make that happen. Like that's about it. I can't really think of anything else that happens. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I know I'm doing it on my phone. I say this all the time, but for new people that's watching, I'm gonna be doing a live stream tonight at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I do that Monday through Friday. Right now, I'm letting my laptop charge so this way I can, go as long as possible during my live stream. So that's why I'm using my phone. That's why it's all, how it is. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.